Yeah, Agabi. Yo. You gonna head into the future. That's where I belong. I'm heading out. That's where I belong. Don't let no one pull you down, cause they don't laugh at you. Don't let no one laugh at you. When things get better, they begin a verse for you. Yeah. When you go through hard time, they laugh at you. You gotta learn to live behind, because they don't belong to you. That's true. That's how it is. You cannot say you my friend when you stab me behind. That's how it is. Agabi. Waiting my eye don't see, Madu no be talk. Waiting I don't see, Madu no be talk. The powerful signs I have for your eye, cause they know you no be talk. Oh. When you go through hard time, that people laugh at you. They think you're funny. They take you funny. That this girl I know, her name is Fumi. But I tell you, you can never fool me. When you bend your back, so more people wanna climb me behind. That's the truth. That's what it is. That's how it is. Oh. When you never let it know, one put time for your eyes. Gotta stand on the right, that's how it is. You gotta let it stand your run, cause no one will stand up for you. You gotta lie to be sad, that's how it is. You gotta be right. Shine your eyes, no one gonna open for you. I'm heading up to the future, that's where I belong. You gotta learn to leave behind, because they don't belong to you. That's how it is. I'm Agabi. I don't give a damn what you think. I believe in myself. That's how life it is. Got the people gonna hate you even when you don't give a damn about it. They're gonna mess you up if you allow them to go by it. Oh, that's how it is. Cause I'm Agabi, I kick your face if you find me. I don't give a damn how you feel, it's not my problem at all. You can say you be my friend when you stop me behind. Oh, that's how it is. Hello guys, good evening everybody. My name is Mazi Patrick DK, and I'm happy to be here this evening with you. We are doing a wonderful program, a joint program of Biafra Television and Black and White Web TV. We've chosen to do this program on these two locations as a result of the topic we're talking about and issues that has to do with food production that we've been talking about for a very long time. We set up specifically Black and White Web TV to give our people the understanding and to make them feel that need to go into massive food production. And we felt it was very, very important that we set up a network that can deal with that exclusively. And in most of the time, we brought the Black and White Web TV program here live on Biafra television. We've transmitted a joint program here, and our guests will be coming on board soon. And before they come on board, I just want us to lay the background of our discussion. But meanwhile, I want to encourage each and every one of you to please share this program, tag your friends, invite your friends. Make sure that this program go around. Continue to share it in all platforms, because what we are going to talk about today is the need for us to start working towards making enough provisions for ourselves. We can no longer depend on the North to provide food, to be bringing food, that if they choose not to send food down Biafra land, we're going to have scarcity. In a situation where we have the land, we have the technology, we have the technical know-how to make food abundant in our land. We have the soil. Even Northerners are bringing a cow all the way from the north to come and eat food in our own land. If they can move their cattle because they don't have enough food, if they have enough food in the north, they wouldn't be bringing their cattle to eat from us. So we need to understand that we need to maximize the opportunity they have, as much as we know that the essence of bringing the cow is also to create space for their conquest. But all the same, it shows that if they can depend on our grass and our vegetables to feed their cow, then we should be able to understand that we have the fertile soil to grow food that we can eat. We have to start looking in this direction. This evening, our usual guest, Professor CHINEDU AGBODUKE, will be coming on very soon. And he will be talking about also the Foodism War Gladiator, which is going to be the topic, which has been our topic for a very long time now. And the war is on our doorstep, and it's going to be economic. We are going to fight this war in every front. And the earlier our people understand all these things, the better for us. So with me is Professor CHINEDU AGBODUKE. Professor, good evening.
Good evening. Happy to hear from you today.
Yes, you're welcome to the program.
Yeah.
You look so yoppy. Last time you came with Obu Dubai. This evening you decided to go to America. What happened, Prof? Hello, Prof. Are you there? I think Prof is having some network challenges, and when he comes back, we'll bring him back to the platform. But meanwhile, please do us this favor, share this program, and I'll also be giving people the opportunity possibly to call in, but that decision have to be made in course of this program. But meanwhile, yeah, Prof, welcome to the program.
Thank you, everybody, every viewer from all over the world. Thank you.
Yes, I said this evening you went to New York City. Your cap.
I'll soon be removing it. I just came in.
Don't worry. I know you need it to protect your face from the sun. So how was your day?
Oh, great. We are running around I went to Onitsha. We went to find out some of the places they are processing, they are building machines that can process our crops, to do ogiri, to do pankanel. They are producing the machines here. They are fabricating the machines here in Onitsha and Oka. They are not importing them. So I went there to see those youths and the men who are doing it, to encourage them to go ahead and produce more. The machines are not electrical connected, but they have their own generators so that electricity problem can be solved. So I went on to look at what they are doing, and it is fantastic for us to know that we have another Japan rising up. We can fabricate any machine here, just as we did during the Civil War. So that's what I went out for. And that's why I'm looking like this.
That is a wonderful. Maybe in course of in the future, you might need to link them up. You might need to link some of these producers, our manufacturers. You're going to link them up to this program in the future. We hope so. That we'll be able to also interact with them. Yeah, Prof. I think. Hello, Prof. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Yeah, I said that we hope to meet some of these manufacturers on this program, that they will come forward to talk to our people, to give us more in-depth analysis of, so that Biafrans will understand that most of these equipment exist on the ground in reality. I think Prof is having very serious network issue today, but we hope that he will be able to sort it out, definitely. But meanwhile, like I said, I might be giving opportunity for 1 or 2 calls for questions, and we've seen people contact me. They want to speak to Prof. They want to speak to Prof. I've been able to give out 1 or 2 contacts. We also have people who are also making demands for products and stuffs. We are working towards a lot of products. We are trying to see how we can create catalog under the auspices of Oriental origin to be able to meet the demand of export need that we have right now. Yeah, Prof. Yeah, I think, Prof, can you hear me? Yeah, I think Prof continues to find it difficult to relate with us. But notwithstanding, I hope that he will be able to change his location and find a good place where he can have a good reception. But what we'll be talking about this evening is the food, the strike that is going on by food suppliers from the north. The Almajiris have decided to go on strike to protest. I don't know what they are protesting. Yeah, so Prof, you're welcome back. I think you should be able to find a better location. Yes. Yes, like I was saying earlier on, Prof, I don't know if you can hear me. Okay, while Prof is trying to fix himself up, I hope that he's able to do that in no distant time, so that he will be able to, because our time is running very fast, and I hope that he will be able to come back to us. We have somebody else, Anyeze. I don't know if Anyeze is ready to join us. Hello, Anyeze, are you there? Anyeze, good evening.
Yes, I'm there. I can hear you.
Yeah, good evening. It's like you are having
I'm there. I can hear you. Thanks. Yeah.
You're in a dark spot.
Yeah, this a bit dark. Can you see me now?
Okay, yeah, I think.
Can you see me now?
Yeah, I can. I think I have a more better reflection. You're welcome to the program. Good evening.
Oh. Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, so I know that Prof invited you to the program. Can you hear me?
Yes, AGBODUKE.
Yes, Professor CHINEDU AGBODUKE. Can you introduce yourself? Can you introduce yourself, please?
Okay, I'm Anya Eze Chinoso. Reside at Biafra land in Nigeria. a location called Bonny State at Abakaliki town. And
Okay.
I'm also a Biafran. So do you need me go more details about who I am?
Yes. I think your introduction, you said you are in Biafra land, Nigeria, but it's okay. At the moment, Biafra is in Nigeria. We have to take it. Um, you are into farm. You are into farm.
Yes, I think so.
So
But not that
yes, go
not
ahead.
that deep. I'm into farming, but
Okay.
I'm not that deep.
Okay. So what area of agriculture are you into?
Wow. I should say is mainly on this something like all this maize, whatever. Just let me say
Okay.
eatable things, things we consume daily basis.
Okay. You are into multiple agricultural products, not just not
Yeah,
one product.
yes, I mean bonus.
Okay, you are into maize production. So what is the capacity of your production in a year? Maize
Maize.
specifically. Let's talk about maize.
Why?
Or
Um,
are you doing it in a low
I'm just
scale?
doing it, yeah, in a
In
low scale, most
in
especially
a
for the
low
one I
scale.
consume. Yeah,
Okay, so but what do you use the maize for?
it's just for consume
Do you use them for animal feed or do you use them for human consumption?
human consumption.
Okay, use them for human consumption.
Yes.
Okay, but what are your intentions? Do you intend to improve, and what are the challenges you're facing in your farm?
Okay. One of the challenges I'm facing is something like pesticide. Do you get that? Can you hear me?
I'm hearing, listening, parents are listening all over the
Okay.
world. Go ahead.
Okay. Challenges I'm facing is something like pesticide, all these insects that used to attack the maize, most especially during the season, let me say like 2 to 3 months, like when it's producing all those did they call it caterpillar or whatever that used to eat up the maize while growing, and they also water too. Where I'm staying, hardly for you to get water, most especially, apart from rainy season, like when let me say when raining is going, and some people, all those lately or planted maize, because of lack of rain or whatever, they start shrinking. So lack of water and also finance. Yeah,
Okay,
that
so
is the capital
water.
to do.
Okay, so but the area of your farm, do you have access to water when you have to dig a borehole? How close is water to the ground from the location of your farm?
Okay, well, I've not really done research on that very aspect you're talking about, but I believe that water is very close because most of the people at the area who had capital have to dig borehole. Do you get what I'm saying?
Okay, so there are
They
people
dig
who have
borehole and they
borehole
have
in that
borehole, they
location.
make use of it. But I've not
Okay,
done
so there are people
research.
who have borehole in that
Yes,
location.
dam, yeah,
Okay,
location.
so
Yes,
okay, so it is possible to access water easily. I understand the cost is well, it depends on how deep and all that. That means it's possible to
yeah,
access water. So if you're able to go through that challenge of having enough water in your farm, you'll be able to it will able to enhance your food production. Is that what you are saying?
yes.
Beautiful. I want to bring Mazi Solomon
That's
Peter,
what I'm saying. Yes.
okay, I want to bring in Mazi Solomon Peter, who will be joining us. Hello, Mazi Solomon Peter. Good evening from here.
Oh, okay. Good evening,
Um, need to put the
Biafrans
look. Give me
all
all
over the
minutes.
world, lovers of freedom. I greet everyone in this platform at this moment. Here is where we discussed about agriculture, going back to farm in our land, getting ready to feed ourselves. So this is exactly what we are discussing here. And I believe all the people who are participating in these very programs, they are all farmers and people who are into um, food and the things that pertaining food. So they are the people that we are hosting in this very program. And I'm very, very grateful for Marcy Patrick for making me part of this program this very morning. Thank you so much, Marcy Patrick. I think Prof is already here because I'm trying to contact him and eventually he's here already to continue to educate us and to update us in what is happening in Biafran land as to regards to farming. How is people courageous to go back into farm? What are the challenges they are facing? The young man that you are asking questions about his farm settlement here, I will want him also to respond to us. How is the situation with the Fulani herdsmen in the farm? How is the farmers feeling in your area? Are they encouraged to go back to farm? Is people still entertaining fear? Are they being threatened? What is going on? Thank you.
Yeah, Anya are you there? Can you hear the question that Mazi Solomon is putting across to you?
Yeah, Hadim, thank you very much. Oh, really, let me say from last 2 months, or should I say close November or December, that was 2020 last year, if I'm not mistaken. Most of the farmers where I reside are, afraid of the Fulani terrorists that used to terrorize their very farm, that rape, do all sort of things. And another thing is that after planting and everything, waiting for harvest, they use those cows to destroy everything. So the farmers complain heavily, but I thank God for what our leader MNK did after the launching of ESN.
Yeah, Mazi Solomon, I think he's having difficulties with the
Say,
network. I think we'll have to bring in Professor. Hello, Professor. Good evening. You're back?
Good evening. Yeah, good evening. I was in
Yes.
Ebonyi State. I gave them seminars and lectures and tried to ask each patient to start farming, no matter how small, subsistency. If 1 million people can farm, 1 million people, they will produce food for more than 2 million people or 3 million. So that way, everybody can have farm. And I also told them the things you can do to protect your farm. There are some things you can plant in the farm. The cows will not come near there because present problem. What we're having in the world today is economic war, economic rat race. For example, if you really want to fight a war, you don't fight the soldiers in the battle. You go to their homes, kill their wives and their children, destroy their schools, destroy their farms. The soldiers will go back. The real war going on is economic war. They know what they're doing. They come to the farm, they frighten you, they rape, they do all kinds of things. We have very small, sizable land here in the east. The land mass in the north is unprecedented. You cannot quantify them. 3 states alone are bigger than the whole land mass in the southeast. So you must understand that it's deliberate act to provoke you to anger. So what you will do is self-defense. There are some crops you have to plant. Again, the young man, maybe he didn't attend the seminar. I had 2 or 3 seminars in the Ebonyi State because I've gone to all the states, all 12 states. I've gone there, and not once, not 2, not 3 times. And I gave them seminars, what they should do. Maybe he went through the videos, and I told each person to start off personal production of food crop. No matter, even if you have to plant corn, whatever you want to plant, start. The most important thing is to start. So I told them also what they can use to destroy the pests, and I can repeat it here again. Dogoyaro. Now, there's something they call melina, but if you don't have it around you, you know dogoyaro. If you can ferment dogoyaro leaves, take the water, and spread it on any of the things, those things that eat the corn, they will die. So I also told them other herbs you can mix to kill pests. Don't need anything inorganic in our farm. We don't need anything artificial in our farm, because those are the things causing our breakdown of our system, of our health system. We don't need them. We need everything to be 100% organic. Myself that went to Onitsha to look for locally fabricated machine for palm oil production and so on and so forth. I said this because I knew that very soon hunger will come. As at now, today, a penta of beans is 2,000 naira. A penta of gari is 1,002. Now, last year, 2 years ago, a penta of gari was 200 naira. Beans was 400 naira. The hunger is coming and is coming and is coming. And gradually, until we learn to actually invest on these people who are producing the machines. We don't need to import any machine for oil extraction or sorting of, for example, palm kernel or ugly, that is castor oil or whatever, or egusi, making machines that can peel it instead of using hands to do. The machines are, I'm not advertising, the machines are in Onitsha, produced by youths, waiting for people like us to invest on them, like the Chinese did. Let us invest on these youths so that they will not be frustrated. The machines are there. We can invest on these small machines to help us package and preserve some of the things when they get to their glut, when the excesses are produced, like mango juice making machines. They are there. They are there if you go to these places, and I don't want to mention the place before they go and raid them. If you go to these places, you get machines for all you need. In fact, most of the machines you think you import from China, they're here in Biafran land. But those people are crying out for assistance. So if we start farming in its all ramification, you find out that you will have machine producing people for processing, for packaging. You have works for youths. You have those who are producing in the farm, and everybody can. Because farming is a very big industry, and the lands are there to be given to you free of charge. What are you waiting for? So my young man, I'll see come to Abakaliki in April. I stay 1 week or two, and I'm going to visit your farm personally, and I want to see, no matter how small your farm is, it's not important. I want to know whether you are using your urine or you are throwing them away. Because the urine you are urinating after 4 days fermentation becomes the greatest manure you can ever think of, even better than compost manure. So I don't know if you are using them or you are throwing them away, you're still flushing them out. Then I want to know how you can get your ways to get water. And as I told you, sometimes you don't need to farm on the land because of the pests. You farm on empty bags, 50 kg bags. Just put a jute bag, this bag, to make the ceiling, not to roofing it, so that you control the water that is coming there. You buy a drum, 50 liters of water, and then allow it to stay on an open place so that it becomes organic water. You know, the water you pump from borehole water, they're not good for farming. They're not good. They make your farm not to produce well. They make your fish not to do well. In fact, all farms, the water you get from borehole is not good for them. The real water that is good for them is the natural flowing river, or the one you pump out and put it on a torrent and allow it to stay there for 2 or 3 weeks so that it can get natural air inside. The water from borehole has about 60% oxygen. So by the time I come to your Abakaliki between now and April, I will be able to call you again and go to your farm and teach you exactly what you need. You don't need much money to invest on farm. You don't need money if you have the land. Yeah. If you don't have the land, we'll get the land for you.
Yeah, so Prof, thank you very much for that analysis. I hope that you'll be going to see him. I believe he would have the opportunity to also tell us other things that are happening on the ground in Biafra. Mazi Solomon.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes,
am I audible?
Yes. You are audible.
Yeah,
you are
okay,
audible.
Okay. Yes, okay, yes. Thank you so much.
Mazi
Today
Solomon.
I am.
Hold on, please. Before we proceed, there is a clip I want us to take, and I would like you to come in after that clip, please.
From here now, Ageba, the last village in Niger State, before you join the River Niger Bridge. They are stopping any trucks that carry food stuff from north. They are stopping them. They are turning them back. They don't allow them to go beyond this place. They are turning them. You can see all these trucks. They are carrying food stuff. You can see yam. You can see yam, tomatoes, onions, and many more. They are stopping them. They said they will turn back to the north or offload it here. This is Karageba, the last village, the last town in Niger State before you enter Kwara State, before you get to River Niger. So they are stopping all the trucks that carry food stuff from north. They are turning them back to north, or they should offload it here. They don't allow all the trucks that carry food stuff, even though buses that carry pepper, tomatoes were not allowed to cross. As you can see, they only allow truck with fuel, diesel. They only allow them to.
Yes, Mazi Solomon, don't you think that this is an opportunity for our people?
Actually, our people, you know, that the problem we face is that most times we only think for now. We don't think of future. We don't think of actually what can happen, what will happen in the future, and how do we prevent it affecting us? How do we prevent the happening in the future from affecting us as a people? Sometimes we don't think that way. We only think of about now and about what is happening now, and we end up like that. Like most of us, if we begin to think, what about one day they decide to close all the borders and they said certain things you consume today will not come in? How do you sustain? What about today if they decided to say, okay, no food supplies, or all the food coming from one direction is being poisoned? How do you sustain? How do you live? If such situation continue in the next 5 months, in the next 6 months, how do you survive as a person? How do your family survive? Sometimes we don't take time to think about those things, and that is why we are not expanding, and we are not actually making use of our opportunities. So we feel relaxed that things we are going to be happening the way it has always been happening, but we have never taken a thought, what about one day? Like people who are working, have you thought, what about one day I lose my job? What about one day I cannot be able to go to job again? How have you planned the future? How do you plan the future? If was come to that, that I was not able to work anymore, I was not able to go to work, how do you plan the future? That is exactly what is happening here. But Pat, I am very, very sorry, because I have several questions that I wanted to ask Prof in this very program. So we want to make it an educative one. We want our people to benefit from these very programs as much as they can. So my question, Prof is not here anymore.
Prof is out, but he'll be coming back hopefully. I think you wanted to ask this our brother Agnese about the menace of Fulani herdsmen in Ebonyi.
Yes,
because as far as I know, as far as we all know, Ebonyi is a hot spot. So I think being on the ground will help us, you know, ascertain some of the facts that are facts on the ground. So Agnese,
so let me ask Agnese his questions. It seems like he's having network problem because he has been there for a while, and you know it's very hard to sustain data.
I think Prof is back.
Okay, let me switch back to Prof.
Oh, Prof is also...
Okay, I think Anyeze is back.
I hope
Prof
you can
is
hear
also
me.
having some network problem. Anyeze, are you there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay. So,
okay,
Solomon, go ahead.
please allow me to ask my question so that it will be fast for them. Anyeze, I am asking, what are the farmers feeling right now at Abakaliki? Are they still facing the fears of Fulani herdsmen? Are they going back to farm? How confident are they feeling right now to go back to farm? What is happening on the ground? Is people motivated to go back to farm at Abakaliki, or they still experiencing or still having some fears of going back to farm? Anyeze, can you hear me? Okay, if Anyeze is having problem, please can I switch back to Prof, because
I think there is so much noise on the background. There is so much noise on the background of Anyeze.
You can mute him.
I'm hearing you.
Okay, Prof. Prof, I want to ask a question. Since 2015 to 2001, what has changed as to regard as in the way that people in Biafran land approaches farm or embraces going to their farm and farming in their farmland? What has changed? Have people come up? Is the number of people who wanted to farm, has it increased or decreased? What has happened within the space of 2015 to 2001, please? Prof, can you help me with this answer to this question?
Yeah, we've been on this for 11 years, and what is going on now? More people are coming into farm, even those who are not farmers, who don't even have idea what farm is all about. They are becoming interested based on the fact that we have made land available. We have made also organic manure available. We have also, so we can buy from you whatever you produce. And now what we're doing now is to start creating, processing, packaging, and preservation, so that we can have stores, and this will encourage investors. So most people now who have money are beginning to see that the money in the bank is getting disvalued every day, or every now and then. The monies are disvalued. So now they are investing on something that will help them as a business firm, that will help them have persistent and consistent income. So I'm beginning to see a lot of people getting interested in.
Okay.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Prof.
I'm beginning to see a lot of people getting interested in. Yeah.
Thank you for that answer.
We make fertile. You make it fertile for them. You make the business of farming fertile for them. You give them, open their eyes to crop production, to processing, to marketing, and also for them that the land is now free. And also there are farmers, and there is protection, especially protection over possible losing the crops to other animals or whatever attack they're going to have. When these things are assured, then there is investors and farmers and those who are farming. So those are the things that are necessary, the prerequisites for anybody who wants to go into farming, and we are providing them gradually. Also, thank God for ESN that also has come in to give them more assurance.
That is fantastic. Prof, there is another question I want to ask, because I want to make all my questions fast so that other people can participate also. Prof, there is something you said as the cost of trying to encourage the young man as a Chinon, so that is here. Now, there is something you said that you said the penta of Gary was sold years back. I don't know how years, I can't remember how many years back you said that it was sold for 200 and now it is 1,200. So, Prof, if what you are saying here, or what you have explained as to regard to people's interest increasing into going into farm, if what you said here is real, what happened that from a few years back that the penta of Gary is being sold for 200 and now we have to buy it for 1,200? What has happened?
What has happened is that we are not producing enough. We don't have enough people investing in production. Some of them, some of the things we produce, they prefer exporting. They are interested in the monetary part of it. They are not interested in serving the masses that are starving of hunger. Nigeria perhaps is now the highest cassava tubers producers in the world. Yet, a penta of Gary, which was 200 naira when I was in Gary production 2 years ago, is now 1,200 naira. Beans is now 2,000 plus. Now that the North has decided not to bring food to the East, the prices will jump up in the next 1 month. If we don't fight this, I remember in the next 1 or 2 months, we will be planting, we will not be harvesting. That means we naturally will be relying on old stock. And those old stock we're relying on will make things more expensive in the market until during the harvest time, which is July, August. That's when the prices can come down. So we need to watch these trends that there is need for more hands to be on deck. There is for packaging, there is for storing. So during the off-season, off-harvesting, we can still have our backlog and use those backlog to feed the masses. Hunger is coming. I saw Kwashiorkor, Biafrans, I saw Kwashiorkor, and I don't want to see it again. Those of you who are safe and safety abroad like I was, please, hunger is coming. It is not sending money to the people that will serve them. It's sending money to the farms that will serve the people. There is land. And the boy that is online said he's farming for himself. He doesn't need to go to market to buy corn or whatever he's farming. He's producing for his family. And if every family is producing for themselves and the family, then there will be enough food for everybody. That is what we had before.
Prof, we have people here complaining that the soil is being contaminated as a result of chemical. Somebody just hold on. Let me take that comment. The food, okay, just a moment. Somebody was talking about asking how they can correct the soil that have already been affected with, the chemical that.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, first of all, I don't know whether it was artificial fertilizer that spoiled the soil or whatever has spoiled the soil. But what you need to do, as I introduced to you, is to use compost manure and use your urine. I repeat again, use your fermented urine, which has fermented for 4 days. Listen to me, the volume of urine in your family is enough for 2 acres of land. But you are throwing them away into soak away and safety tank.
So Professor, what you are telling us now is that with the urine we can correct the soil. Fermented, how long is this fermentation going to take place? What is the process? Because it's very, very important you educate our people.
Volume. The phone is going off.
Prof, we can hear you. We can hear you. We can hear you. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I can hear you. What I'm telling you is that the recovering the land, I need to know where is the place. I need to know. Sometimes I will come, take the soil because we have our labs. Take the soil, find out exactly what is lacking in the soil to know whether we need to introduce that or not. Find out we use artificial fertilizer to do are dead. They're dead. And unless you use artificial fertilizer again to produce artificial things, and when you use artificial fertilizer to produce anything, you cannot control. If it is a place near, so long as it's Biafran land, I would like to go there at an appointed time, take the land, take the soil, run some tests, and introduce local production, the things we have produced here that can help him or her make the land fertile again. But as I said, stop burning grasses in the farm. Stop burning. Now, when you cultivate, when you cut grasses and so on in the farm, don't burn them with fire. If you burn it, you are destroying that land.
In recent time, we've seen Fulani herdsmen setting the grasses ablaze, Prof.
Yes, to destroy the soil. They know what they're doing. They're very learned. most of the learned people in telling them what to do. When you burn a farm, you have reduced the fertility of that land. You've reduced it so drastically. But when you allow nature to recycle, for example, the grasses to rotten or whatever you are cutting to the ground to rot out, you should dig a very big pit and bury them there and put them there. After sometimes they'll bring them out and spread it on the farm. Or you dig pit and bury it and put soil on top of it and let it ferment under. Don't burn your farm. These are the things we try to teach them in
Professor, you know we grew up burning the farm. I remember growing up, we used to burn the farm. We used to set the farm ablaze for all the at every farming season before we start, and we thought it was the right thing to do.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Prof, I can hear you very clearly. Don't worry, just keep talking. We can hear you.
Yeah, I'm hearing you. Okay. Now,
yes, Professor, like I said, we used to burn the farm. Yes.
Don't do it now because the earth has changed its value. The earth is mutating every day. There are changes on the earth. Life is not static. Even the earth is not static. They are dynamic. The soil of 1960, 1950 is not the same thing as now. There are more industrial pollutions. There are more things that are affecting and destroying the soil. So the soil is now very weak. So don't make it weaker by burning grasses on them. Because the industries and the chemicals and the things we are using, we are doing today, we have computer, we have laptops, we have a lot of infrareds, we have a lot of drones flying in the air and so many things. These things are affecting the soil. And the soil is already weak. Do not weaken the soil by burning there. You can burn them in the 40s, in the 30s, because there are less pollutions on the soil. Look at the mechanics, look at the greases, look at the things we throw in the soil, look at the waste, look at the pure water, look at the things we drop in the soil that do not recycle. Nature recycles. Look at the things we are doing, look at the industries, look at the pollutions, look at the gaseous productions. These are the things affecting the soil. There are other things which I don't normally teach on air. Your mind power, your ability to speak to the soil. Listen to me, this may sound strange, but that's my culture. We have 5 elements. You know, the scientists say there are 4 elements: the air, the water, the land, and the fire. But no, there are 5. The air, the water, the land, the fire, and the spirit. Now, the spirit controls the 4. Now, you can also talk to your crops and talk to the land itself. The elements, our forefathers were controlling weather and the rest of them. What they did or what they were doing then was to talk, speak. You have the power to speak to that plant. You have to speak to that tree. You have the power to speak to that soil again. But those ones, we will do them practically when I come to your area, because that's what I'm doing. That's the mission I am.
Professor, from the comment we get is Manko Nwachukwu. We say is Aniri, local government of Enugu, where he needs this assistance and need to be taken care of. And I hope that he gets in touch with us after the program. By the way, the line is open for those. The line is open for those.
Do we have stones there? Some places where there are lime. Now, let me repeat again. Where there is lime underneath the surface, those things do not allow, the lime does not allow crops to grow or to do well. I mean, L-I-M-E, lime is a mineral product. If you have it in some areas, get away from that place because the soil will not do good, especially, but it will do good on rice, on grasses, on things, corn, things that do not have deep roots. If there is lime there, but as I said, when I get the soil, if you can get I'll run a test within 10-20 minutes. I will be able to give you exactly you need to put there. But again, I say one. If it's Enugu State has very weak soil, very, very weak. But there's some areas down Ato, Oji, and some areas, or Pato, and the rest of them, because I've gone to those places, their lands are very highly level, high, they're fertile. There are some areas, not really up the hill. There are some areas that lands are very, very, very good. I've gone to those areas. So the place you are, we check to know whether there is lime very close. If the lime is very close, maybe it's 70 or 20 feet or 10 feet or whatever. What we'll do is you start mineral extraction from that place. You have to get out of that place. You understand? Please don't just understand me about this lime. Lime is not good for farming. If the lime is very close. And also some areas at Anak will have gas, natural gas, and those things kill the crops. And you cannot say if it's environmental problem, but if it's soil problem, we sort it out. But if it's we really have to get out of that place because we need to take the minerals there. Okay, I hope you understand the two different.
Yes, we hope to get contact with Manko Nwachukwu to be able to discuss further with him on how to deal with the issue of the soil challenges they are facing in Aniri, local government of Enugu State. And it will be a pleasure that Oriental Origin also play a huge role in the process of making sure that that contribution is made through that process. Mazi Solomon, are you there?
Yeah, yes, I am here. I still have another questions for Prof. Prof, I want to help to update us as to regard to we are in this age, we know what farming used to be in the olden days, and even up to now, due to Nigerian circumstances, they have tried in different way in upgrading farming, but they have been unstable in their ways, and this has brought about backwardness in farming. But now I want you to update us as we are talking these days, not in those olden way of farming, where you have to put a lot of strength, where you have to to put a lot of energies and then harvest just a little at the end of the year. Even some farmers has to go hungry for almost close to 8 to 9 months before they could get their harvest. So we are talking of mechanizing ways of farming. So what update do you need to give to our people in the way of utilizing their small portion of land? Like as you mentioned earlier, that we don't have enough land mass as to compare to the north when it comes to the farming, but there is something that called mechanized farming in the ways that you can actually plan your farm and you get enough product and put less energy. So can you educate and update our peoples in that very angle that the farming we are talking about is not the one that our forefathers were engaged on? Thank you. Prof, over to you.
Now what we have now is whether you have land or you don't have land, you can farm. You can farm without land by getting empty 50 kg bags and get some pig dung and mix it with topsoil and farm. Great farming there, great farming. Now, we can also farm with land by using machines, tractors, and the rest of them. Now, these are the ways we are using the modern way to farm now. Now, you can process. Now, we have vehicles that can come and take your farms or whatever you produce now. In fact, let me tell you, whatever you're able to produce now, we have an organization that will buy them off. Whatever, buy it off front because we don't have enough. Right now, let me ask you, can you give me 10 trailers of paddy rice every week? I'll pay you upfront. 10 trailers of paddy rice every week. Can you give me 13,000 metric tons of corn every week? And I'll pay you. Now, there is so much demand. Well, saying currently now, apart from the ancient time, we now process, we now package, we now store, and we now can sell. The problem we have had here is electricity, energy. We don't have enough electricity to be able to do things we're supposed to do. It's like a cartel. We were denied the right to have right to electricity, and that has disturbed us. But then we don't give up. We can produce our own energy through waste. We can produce our own energy through waste. We don't. The Igbo man does not give up. The Biafran man does not give up. In fact, the more you pressurize them, the more successful they become. So there are ways we can also get our electricity, but though it's more expensive, but at the end of 1 or 2 or 3 years in farming, you will recover whatever loss you have. So what I'm saying is that the problem, number one, is land, and that has been sorted out. Oh, food manual. Hey.
Okay. Okay, Prof.
Yeah, Mazi,
Okay,
I
Prof,
think we have.
we can see that you're a little busy.
Yeah, I think we have a guest. Hello, Benedict. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Yeah, good evening.
You are welcome to the program.
Yeah, thank you.
Can you please introduce yourself to us, to the audience?
Okay. All right. My name is Benedict Chukwumaibekia. Okay, I'm from Nogo in Dunukofia, Anambra State. I'm an agri-economist with 23 years of practice now. I graduated from University of Agriculture, Mudike. I worked briefly for about less than 10 years with First Bank as the relationship manager in charge of agric. Now left them after speaking with Prof. I now left the bank and opened my own agri business unit. So we're into fish farming, piggery, goat ranching. That's West African dwarf goat. We're into horticulture, like aloe vera. We're doing spices like ginger and others. Okay, so we're into cocoyam and all those stuff. So we have a farm in Calabar, and after our much talk with the Prof, we have to bring it down to Imo State. We're presently in Okigwe. That's where we have our integrated farm, and our farm,
Okay, so
our crops. Yeah, our crops are organic, 100%. Our crops are 100% organic, whether it's our bitter leaf, plantain plantation, banana plantation, green, that's amaranthus, ugu, cocoyam, yam. Then we have our tree crop. We started our tree crop farming last year. That is for sour sop, So we're trying to see how we can expand on it. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, thank you very much. So you have series of products you are farming.
Yes, it's an integrated farm.
Okay, so what is the capacity in terms of production on each of these? Do you have them in large quantities, or do you have these farms in limited quantities based on
Okay, well, for our pig farm, we have over 246 pigs. But our goat ranch, we just started it recently. Although we had a few casualties, but it's not yet commercial. We're trying to get funding from the bank to make it commercially viable. So we are trying, like last year, ending of last year, we experimented on cabbage in Okigwe, and surprisingly, it did well. You understand? So most of them are still on the small scale, but once we get our facility from the bank, we'll expand it to a large scale, going commercial.
Okay, so you are also into different kind of vegetables and salad and all that.
Yes, different kind of. That's our horticultural unit. We did ugu. We experimented with cabbage, and it was successful. Then we have our scent leaf. You see, we have our other small crops. That we are working on, but we are some of these things that are bringing from the north. That's what we are working on, to make sure that these things really can be done here. You understand? Like now we're going to run our experiment on
because
cabbage.
I remember
Yeah.
I remember we were told sometime in the past that there are certain crops that cannot grow in the east, which I found, very, very amazing, because we have fertile soil, and what they tell us is that the weather in the north is different from weather in the south, that that affects some of the crops that we cannot grow in our areas. How true is that?
It's not true, because you see, all the soils are not the same. You understand? That's why I believe that there's no soil that is totally useless. For instance, now, if it's during the day, I could have gone and showed you, Okpa, this Bambara nut. Okpa. Can you hear me? Hello? Yeah, we're running
ahead.
Yeah,
we are following.
We're running an experiment on Okpa, and you'll be so surprised. The germination rate was over 90%. You understand? Our aloe vera is doing very well. The type of crop, like now, the cabbage, we did it for dry season, and it did very well. From the 1st of January this year, we started harvesting. So we want to run the experiment again during the rainy season. Now, what happens is this: when any type of crop that you're planting, whether the weather, you at least we have different types of weather. We have a dry season, we have a harmattan, we have rainy season. So you now plant it according to the weather pattern it requires. You understand? The weather pattern, the soil type. So that is the mistake people are making. It's not that it's altogether totally useless.
Okay, because I know we have the rainy season, we have the dry season, and we have the harmattan season. We have 3 seasons or 4. How many seasons do we have?
We have 3.
Okay, we have 3 seasons. So what you are trying to tell me that each season has a particular crop that can go with it. Is that what you are trying to say?
Of course. Sure.
Okay. I think Prof is back. Yeah, okay. I think Prof is back before he develop another epileptic network problem. Prof, you've listened to our brother Benedict.
Yeah.
And he talked about how you have influenced his decision to leave his banking job into agriculture.
Yeah.
And I think from the look on his face, he seemed very, very grateful. He made that decision. Prof, you are stable. You are stable. You can speak to us.
Yeah. What I'm saying is this: no job is better than any job that you have to be there always. Always, you are a slave to that system. The job has just enslaved. Your life is your time. The time allotted to you is your life. So if you are in a job where you have to go there every day, every morning, you're a slave to that system. But in farming, you don't have to be there every day. The farm grows naturally on its own, on their independent nature. They are just like you. They are alive. So I encourage people to go to the farm and become independent instead of being a slave to a system where you have to work. And if you're not there in that work, the work has enslaved you. The work is your master. You're not free. You have not known the meaning of freedom until you go into farming. Then you know the meaning of freedom. You eat. What I decided to eat this night is salad.
Prof, I think we have a caller. Hello, caller. Welcome to the program. Hello, caller. Prof, let's take this call, please.
My name
is I'm calling from Atlanta, Georgia.
Welcome.
And I came back from work this afternoon, and I was lucky to meet your program. And from what I am getting is very, very interesting. At least it has I think people have won me with this program. from the look of things, I think the only way out right now is to go and come into agriculture, which enable the pet. Don't need to spend much time, because even I'm already into that kind of businesses over there in Biafra land, but I'm not seeing much scams or something like that. So I think if I divert into this agriculture of a thing from the way Prof is explaining or teaching us here, I think it will make a very big plus. And from what's coming, you can see how they are blocking some food items coming into our land. So I think what we need to do right now is to come into the agriculture of a thing, to start mobilizing and
Okay, Mazi Prof, before
for we in that as for us to be bringing
okay,
money is to
Mazi Solomon, please do.
the one to do the Ramadan season, dry season, rainy season, or something like this. Something that we can be producing without not looking into.
Hello?
You can take corn. Okay. In October, you can have corn. In December, every time you can have corn. You can have anything. So how can we do that in Biafra land? Because if we can come in and putting money over there, we don't need to be talking about rainy season. So how can we do? That is my first question.
Thank you very much.
Attention to that question.
Thank you very much.
Let's see how we can progress, because there is danger ahead.
Thank you very much. Thank you, caller. Thank you, caller. Thank you very much. Yeah, Mazi Solomon, he's talking about how we can rotate our crop.
Mazi Pat, please, can I ask? Yeah, before then, I want to ask my questions. As remember, the young man Benedict is in Biafran land, and you will always be conscious of their network problems and the data problems issues. So my question to Benedict is this: Benedict, can you explain to Biafran all over the world and the Igbos and the people that are in geographic zone of the old eastern region, can you explain to us the biggest, as somebody who has already ventured into this very project and has been doing a long time experiment on this project, what are your biggest challenge? As in, what can be done to expand the agricultural produce in Biafran land and in old eastern region? What do you think that it is a biggest challenge to this project? Benedict, are you there?
Benedict.
Yeah, I hear you.
Benedict,
I'm with you.
can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I'm with you. I can get your message. I got your question. Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I got your question.
Okay.
I said, like now,
we,
what I'm holding now.
We expect you to respond.
Okay, what I'm holding now is turmeric. It was grown in Okigwe. You see, our biggest challenge is one. For us, Biafrans, Igbo people, we are looking at quick money. We want to just import something in 30 days, we are off. Okay? Now, but we have forgotten something. That whatever challenge we had with Nigeria, what destroyed us was hunger. Now, and if you are farming, if you want to make, if you invest 10,000, my brother, you shouldn't expect 100 million naira profit. Agriculture is a game of number. If you have one pig to sell in the farm, the profit is maybe 10, 15,000. If you have 400 to sell, the profit extrapolates. Do you know that you cannot go anywhere around the space you require is so large, the money in it is so large. Do you know that you cannot go around in the eastern land and see any place that you have our native goat, 50 in one place? But this goat has a small carbon footprint. It's cheaper to grow and is better, it's meatier than this red Sokoto that we are buying. If you are doing something, they will go and buy outside goat. And these goats they are selling to you, they don't feed them very well. Their health status is questionable. You understand? So our biggest challenge is funding and mindset. If we have the mindset that, look, we can grow something here and export, so that same money you are looking for will still come. So our biggest challenge is investors. People that are willing to put down money and grow food and grow the economy. Because this food we are talking about is equally used for industrial growth. For instance, in pig, you can scald it and remove the head to produce brushes. You can use the skin, the kanda, for shoes, leather factory. Then before you consume the meat, the bone, you can debone them and crush the bone and use it as bone meal. So the multiplying effect and the value chain is so vast.
And also the dung. And also the dung. The dung can also be used to develop bugs.
Gas,
how do you call
biogas. Biogas. It's called biogas.
Yes, but not just biogas, but you can also use it to actually develop what is it called? Maggots to feed the chicken and even the fish.
Of course. Of course. Like now, I use the manure, the pig manure for all my crops. I don't know where they sell fertilizer. I don't use fertilizer because I don't want to poison myself or poison my customers. You understand? So the value chain is so vast. It's only when people have a mindset change and invest. You must put that. It's not easy. It's capital intensive. It's capital intensive. It is when people put that money and you will have the product to sell. And that's the money you are looking for. You will still meet up. And you understand?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes,
so,
Benedict, I will still go on with my questions. Very, very important. I have two questions for you. One of the question is this: did you witness the airstrike of that happened at Olu just a few weeks ago, where the governor of the state invited the military on airstrike over the farms and the bushes and that? What effect do you think that such activities can cause to farmers like you?
Well, sorry for the governor to invite military to attack his own people. Now, people will be scared of going to the farm, but you know the Biafran spirit is a never say die. We cannot run away from them. We're already in our land, and we'll keep producing. For instance, in this my location, herdsmen came with over 500 cows. Over 500 cows. I galvanized the youths, and we drove them out that same night. There is no mercy. You can't find a single cow within this my geographical location. Not even one. We drove them out that same night. They went and camped inside the bush because there's nothing. It is horrible. How can you get your people attacked? But I know that although people, being the kind of people they are, they will get back to their farm. And it is, this period for the large-scale farmers, most farmers depend on rain. Their farms are mainly rain-fed farms. You understand? The general public. So by the time the rain starts, I'm sure they will go back to their farms.
Okay, my last question is this: like you are talking about investors, how have you managed to think about how people can get involved? What did you think about how people can get involved in investing into farming? How do you want to get people involved into that activities?
By first of all,
in terms of investment.
Yes, like
yes. How do you attract? Let's talk about Biafrans in diaspora. I know there are a lot of people who want to come into farming, they want to invest their money. And we have a company that's called Oriental Origin that is working on the ground, doing a lot of job, trying to influence the majority of our people in diaspora to go back home and put the money where their mouth is. Now, you are on the ground, you are doing a lot of experiment, doing a lot of, you're already also benefiting. How do our people in the diaspora bring their wealth back and put into the farm? And which are the areas of your recommendation? Which areas are your areas of recommendation in terms of investment? Because you have to be specific.
Okay. You see, what happened, like somebody did a program for Ugumba TV. I did another interview with Prof, brought another BBC Igbo. They did interview, and since then people have been calling me. Somebody called me from South Korea. He has a pig farm that he was failing. I volunteered and went to that place in Enugu State. And after seeing it, I gave him the best of my advice. And I now talk to him about other areas where what I call self-accounting agricultural businesses. You know, so we are not going into a banana plantation. One, because if you do plantation, if there's no follow-up, there are other logistics behind plantain because it's highly consumable and you are in diaspora. So most of the time, the people will cut it and consume first because of hunger. But like something like banana, they cannot. They can only take maybe one bunch. If you take more than one bunch, you will purge. So the next thing is underfunding, under declaration. That is what they will do. But I've helped him. He bought 10 plots of land. I used 2.5 plots of land and developed 500 stands of banana stand for him. Then one other man from Imo State in Mekanweke, we have helped him to acquire land. He's now waiting for his funds so that we're not going to it. Then somebody else called me again from London. He's from Delta State, and I'm going to help him to set up a plantain plantation and go into processing. Then after when the processing and export to UK. Now, if the demand is more than his own capacity, we will now arrange for outgrower scheme so that there will be a multiplier effect. It will now encourage other farmers to produce, and he will buy at the prevailing market price. We will standardize it, giving them values in kilograms based on our export price. You understand? So the people that have been privileged to come across, based on their peculiar nature and the type of land they have, then I can now advise them on the type of crop or livestock to go into and how to monitor their investment to avoid unnecessary losses.
I think Prof is back. Prof, you've been having this difficulty with your...
Okay, Mazi, Mazi Patrick?
Yes, Mazi Solomon, go
Patrick,
ahead.
can I give questions to Prof before the network starts again? Yes, Prof, please, can you explain to us now? We want to understand this farming, so this farming issue that we are discussing here, what effect do you think that it has against our struggle for restoration of Biafra? Does it have any effect as per our struggle? Because so many people, some people are saying here that what we need now is independent. Then after independent, then we will stay hungry till Biafra is being restored, then we can engage into farming or that. So what effect do you think that the farming issue that we are discussing now has against Biafran restoration?
War was because of hunger. That's the major reason. Two, there is no nation on earth that hasn't got food sufficiency that is called a nation. You must continue to depend. And it is easy to poison Biafrans if they not can poison their or whatever they have. So I'm telling you that the basic thing of any nation is to have sufficient food. And remember, when we are talking of farm, we're not talking about the health part of it, health industry, curing of sicknesses and diseases. A hungry man cannot have a nation. A sick person cannot have a nation. So basically, it is very important for Biafrans to know that without food sufficiency, we don't have a nation. It is very important to carry on food and health as a program for any nation. Most nations you have today that are developed have sufficiency in food production and health production. Traditionally, culturally, not imported. You cannot import technology. Technology means technique and knowledge. It is traditional. So you cannot throw away your culture and tradition and say you are going to have a nation and it is not important. What we are doing is we have traditional means of having food in every home, in every family. We lost the war. I was there, my brother. I was in the buff. I fought. We lost the war because of hunger and because the people knew how to win us by going to our schools, our homes, and bomb children in primary school, bomb our farmers. And when the soldiers found out there's no food for them to eat, they died of hunger. So really, hunger is one of the weapons of war. We know who spoke that. I don't want to say it here. But we know that without food and health, there is no nation. So it's part and most important part of it is to have enough food for the people to eat. If you don't eat it,
we have a caller. We have a caller. Welcome to the program.
Hey.
Yes.
I'm so happy. All the this program. Most of majority of us here in Europe wanted to return back to their land, but someone like me, exactly, especially I'm from a Ebonyi State, precisely. Akese. So, can you hear me?
Yes, Biafrans are listening. Go ahead, we are listening.
So, I am from Ebonyi State, precisely Akese. My family, when I was growing up, my family, they know them as agriculture. My grandfather, my father, none of them know where is sheep. That is where we all grow up, both in education, everything. But since all these years, when I came to Europe, I found out that exactly the same thing that made me run out from my hometown. Here, they are most richest people in Italy here. They are most richest people agriculture. So, in Japan, I have it in mind to come back home and invest in agriculture. You know, there's somebody who have got money or who have eat money one way or the other. I feel so I don't know how would I put it. Where would I start? Which area would I start? But already is something I knew very well. What agriculture is all about, especially rice, yam, and cassava, or the big coconut, okra. I know it. I have the hectare of land. No matter any length of land I want to invest in agriculture. My parents is now, how will I get the tractor? Because I even wanted to buy tractor here, but it's too costly to put it down to Biafra land.
Yeah, when it comes to tractor, you have to get in touch with us. We are putting up a package under Oriental Origin, and I think Mazi Solomon will be in a better position to talk about that. Mazi Solomon. You know, so because what we are trying to do is to get people involved.
Yes.
Those in the diaspora involved to acquire tractor. I will be working on that, and we already have people who are interested. So if you want to invest in that area of equipment we can talk about it after the program. Mazi Solomon, go ahead.
Yes, my brother. If you are still online, let me tell you the real vision and the motivation to what we are doing here. So, actually, we wanted to implement the effort that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has done in bringing Igbos and the Biafran at large together in recommending to us that Igwebike, and we can always achieve something when we come together as a people. Okay, so we want to implement this type of success or this kind of idea in different fronts, and we have chosen the front of agriculture or encouraging our people into getting involved into agriculture. So what we are running this program for is actually seeking for people of like mind, so we can form partnership. So if you are interested on anything we are discussing here, get in touch with Mazipat with the number that will be displayed here on the screen. So we want to get ourselves together. You don't need to buy tractor by yourself. We want to form a group so that the investing, like as we are talking about investment now, so that it can be made easy. So you can see an opportunity to invest with $200 or invest with $500 or $1,000, the way that it does not stress you, and yet work will be in progress. So that is what we are looking at, because as like Benedict we are describing here, that the main challenge they are facing as agriculturalists in our land is funding, and the government or the present government they have now, which are taking our land, who are taking our land into siege, they cannot do anything to fund Biafran land. They are busy funding the North. Do you understand? So we want to see the way we can fund our own agriculture through by ourselves, not waiting for the government, which we know that they are not ready. There is so many need we have as an indigenous people, which they have not attended to, even some need that are very, very simple, that are even the primal duty they're supposed to do. They have not done it. They have not
in the areas of
the road.
in the areas
They
of
haven't
infrastructure, especially.
run running water. They haven't provided infrastructures. They are totally failure. So if we wait for them again to be fed, then that means that very soon our intestine will cut off. So that is why we are running this program. So if you are interested, join us. We are bringing the people of like mind together so that we can be able to implement this success that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has done in the area of the struggle and in defense of the Biafrans.
Exactly, because my own, just like as you say,
okay.
I'm not talking about investing $20 or $200 or $100. I'm talking about coming back to Biafra land as possible as today. I am a IPOB member at core here in Italy. So, and just like today, help me and ask for, as you people have said, things I will not be bothering myself over the tractors and the pickups, the things, the machines that I need. So I would, if someone would tell me, at least with $10,000, or with 10,000 euro, 5,000 euro, in this case, if you are coming back without my allot plate or one, I want to start from somewhere, invest in my own land.
You can get in touch. We can talk about that when it comes to the direct investment. We can talk about that after the program. You call in and we'll discuss on a way forward and how you can be guided, into, and you have the right of choices. You'll be given recommendations. The market is there, so you just choose the kind of crop you want to go into. Thank you very much for calling in. You can call this number after the program. Thank you very much. Yes, we have a Nyere Nayo who said, Nyere Nayo said, I'm interested for investment in the tractor. Okay, and Nyere, you have the number on the screen, +3938817796665. You can call in for those who are interested in investing in tractors you can call in and let's see how we can gather ourselves and put our investment in the right place. I think Benedict is back. Hello, Benedict. Welcome back to the program. I guess you had difficulties with your network.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yes. Mazi Solomon, proceed.
This is the reason why I will always want us to rush the people from Biafran land, because you can't hold their network at hand. Oh, Benedict, you are back. Thank you. We are actually discussing about how can people who are in diaspora participate in your project. So we have we already have a body which we call Oriental Origin. Their duty is like to organize people who wanted to invest into agriculture and make sure our people doesn't lose money, because we are looking forward here as being professionals enough to make sure that things are handled professionally, that people does not invest and then at the end of the day it is story or losing of money. And the main objective of also investing is to make sure that the price of food come down in our land and people have it in assorted. So, like in your own way, how have you thought of people abroad or people in diaspora participating in the exercise that you are doing now? How have you thought it in your own individual way? Just educate Biafrans, because we are here to bring forward to our people what is obtainable and what is workable. Thank you, Benedict. The question is for you.
Okay, thank you very much. Like in our goat ranch business, we are looking at, because the person is not there, going into breeding, might bring distrust. But going into fattening has a more straight line and understandable for a neophyte, business proposal. For instance, if you are going into fattening, if you buy, let's say, 100 goats, you fatten them, you sell them off. Okay, there is no story there. But if you are going in, so I'm not bringing any investor into breeding because it has its own peculiar challenges. For instance, if I go for a hybrid goat, that is, okay, and now the person is expecting the goat to give birth to 2, and you tell the person he gave birth to 1, the person will not start feeling, okay, man, you understand? So it's a little bit intricate, except if the person has somebody on ground, okay, and the person can easily go for or rush, I'll be afraid, no, that is the only way. But I don't want that hassles for anybody. So I believe more in the grow out, okay, and the person will have to be guaranteed. For instance, you must factor in mortality, okay, but your mortality should not be over 10%. You understand? So that one is more of a straight line business. Like in the piggery unit, the person will equally go into fattening, because now if I tell you, okay, look, my goats, my pigs are having average of 9, and something happens, it gave birth to 5, you will not believe because you are not there. So I always push them towards the angle of fattening. Okay, we are putting in 100 winners, we grow them out for 6 to 9 months. We sell them. This is the cost of production, purchase of winners, production, labor. Then this is the selling price. Then you share your profit. It becomes a straight line. Then the business will have duration. Okay, it is not in perpetuity, so that the person can easily back out or continue if he so wishes. You understand? So I think most of the time in livestock, I always push them towards livestock because it is more accountable. Okay, it's more accountable, and they can easily expect their returns in a certain period of time. That's where the investment will match up.
Okay, thank you so much, Mazi Benedict, for that education that you just gave to our people. So if actually somebody wanted to invest into the fattening as you described, now I want, like, what time duration do you think that it can take somebody to get a certain number of goat or sheep to get them ready for the market? What is the duration of time, and what are the margin of the profit do you think that people can expect in such period of time? And how much do you think that somebody who want to get 100 goats today can be able to invest to get them ready for the market? Thank you.
Okay. Well, you know, like the Akeze man was speaking before I went off. Akeze used to be known for goats, but it's no longer there. One, sourcing the goats is the first issue. So we will take about a month or 6 weeks to source about 100 goats, because you go up to Soka area, Bonny area, and co. Now, sourcing for the goats, feeding them, I think for every 12,000 you spend on a goat, you should have a profit of about 6,000.
That's 50%.
For every 12,000 you spend, okay,
on a goat.
So
please,
okay,
somebody
like,
have been
let's
commenting.
be more specific on a
Mazi
goat.
Solomon,
Let's be
somebody
more.
have been commenting. Mazi Kenwosu, I didn't get your question. If you can call in, I'm going to put the number once again on the screen. If you can call in to ask your question, or you can drop your question again on the comment section, please. I didn't get your question. Mazi Solomon and Benedict, you can proceed.
Yes, Mazi Benedict, I want us to be a bit specific. Like, somebody wanted to invest into 50 goats. Okay, so what are the amount of money you are expecting that can carry out the project of 50 goats as to bring it to the point of getting ready for the market?
All right. That is, if you're not milking the goats.
Yes, Prof, can you repeat?
If you're not milking, the goat milk is very good now for health. It's better than the cow milk.
So you can actually make profit milking the goat.
So can you repeat what you said again?
I said milking the goat.
I gave you
milk from goats is better
Prof,
than
can you
like I told you.
I think Benedict is having a network problem. We can.
The network seems to be.
Yes, the network seems to be.
And also, Prof, what? Benedict, go on. We are all waiting for what you are saying.
Is a place. Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we're hearing you.
Yes,
okay.
Go on.
We are discussing about fattening for meat purposes for now. So
okay,
what we are looking now, what we are looking at is a goat between 3 months to 6 months. That is after weaning, okay, and fattening it for meat market purposes will cost you not less than 12,000. It costs you about 12,000 to do and grow. And when you are selling, the minimum profit you make is 6,000.
That is 50%. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. There is somebody on the line. There is somebody
the duration,
on the line.
What are the duration?
Mazi Solomon, please, before you proceed, there is somebody on the line who called in earlier and he said he asked a question that have not been answered. Mazi Kenwosu, can you please come back with your question? Maybe Prof is ready.
Okay, yeah, thank you. Yeah, my question goes to Prof.
Prof is out now.
Is there ability for us to come into the agriculture of a thing in Biafra land and farm without ceasing? I gave an example. I said, like here in America.
Yeah, Prof has said. Yeah, Prof. Listen,
every month we can have
Mazi
corn in the market. We can have vegetables available. So is
Mazi,
that possible in Biafra land? That is my question.
Mazi,
do you get me?
Prof have already answered that question. That we have come to the point where we can plant without season. And if you have been following this program, yeah, Prof have already said that time in the past that we have developed our agricultural technology to the point where we can actually farm without season. And secondly, the area of food preservation is an angle we should be looking at, so that we'll be able to have our enough food preserved for the next season. The areas of preservation will require energy generation and all that, which we are looking at. These are the things we are looking at. How do we develop in that direction? I will be discussing that on this channel. We'll be talking about how to use the solar system and all the necessary apparatus available to generate electricity and be able to build industry that can sustain and preserve our food.
Okay, that is interesting, because I'm trying to change a lot of my businesses, locations into agricultural items, and in preparation of any eventuality that may happen, nobody knows what to come in some months.
Yes, so you have to keep in touch with us. We are looking at also investment in the area of equipment.
Yes,
so
and the Mazi again, there is.
Yes, if you are interested in investing in equipment, if you are interested in investing in tractors, we are building partnership in that direction, that people can actually come together, put their investment in tractor and other farm equipment, little bits of investment, accumulate them, and put that investment to be able to help our farmers back in Biafra land for easy farm production and increase productivity as well.
That is very, very interesting. My brother will need to put more attention and energy on this kind of program, so that nature will not, or what has happened before will not repeat it again, because what we are looking up to as it stands today, anything can happen, and another civil war to break up over there is inevitable. So we need to be in preparation ahead of time. Thank you for this kind of program.
Thank you very much. You can get in touch with us for further information after the program. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you. Thank
you. Yeah, so Mazi Solomon, you can go ahead with your interaction.
Okay, Mazi Patrick, just to add to what you have just said also, we have to let the public know that Oriental Origin has also developed an idea of having a central market for our agro produce. So where everywhere you can have light everywhere in Biafra land, as the situation of the country where the land of Biafra is now, we don't have hope for light even in the next 20 years to come. So what we do is that we have developed an idea of having one central market in different zone where there will be a standby light supply, and we have a very large cold room, and we have also means of preserving which other food, so that Biafran can always, our people in the eastern region can always return back to those central market to access the agro produce which has been under preservations. So that is what we have. That is the concept that we have developed in the project of Oriental Origin. So we can build this central market here and there where things can be stored, where farmers can go straight away and they sell their produce, and those produce also will go into preservations, and they can always come back to assess them. So that is the concept we have also developed in the project of Oriental Origin. But I'm coming back to our brother Benedict here. Benedict, I'm trying to say, just a little specifications that I asked you to make, which you have put out for the Biafran here, said somebody can invest 12,000. What do you mean? Is that $12,000 or 12,000 naira or 12,000 pounds or 12,000 francs? What exactly 12,000 are you talking about that somebody can invest? And what are the duration of time that somebody has to invest this very 12,000 and will be expecting to make a profit of 6,000? Thank you, Mazi Benedict.
Okay,
question over to you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Solomon. Well, I'm talking about 12,000 naira from start to finish. That is the total cost of investment per goat. Remember, we are buying goats at 3 months old to 6 months old. Okay? Now, you feed them for between 6 to 9 months, depending at which age you bought them. You understand? So, the investment duration...
We are missing something here. We are missing something here. Benedict, hold on. We are missing something because we want to follow you according to the explanation you are giving to us. Now, you are talking about pay a goat 12,000, not the whole 50, because some people might have started misunderstanding that you are talking about 50 goats for 12,000. So please, can you explain further so that so that
it's 12,000 naira per goat. That is the cost of...
Because I'm talking about 50. I'm talking about 50 goats here, and you are talking about 12,000. So some people might have started getting it wrong that you are talking about the 50 goats for 12,000. So can you explain further, please?
Okay. See, I wanted to break it down per unit so that the person can now choose, okay, I'm getting, it must not be 50. I want to invest in 40 goats. I want to invest in 150 goats. I want to invest in 120 goats. So all you need to do is multiply it by 12,000, and you know that this is the cost of your business investment. So the 12,000 naira is per goat. That is cost of purchase, medication, labor, and feeding.
To maturity.
Yes.
Okay.
You are giving
how long? We are asking about the duration of time. How long can this take to get ready for the market, for you to gain per unit 6,000? How long?
Maximum is 9 months.
9 months.
Yes.
Maximum is 9 months to get 6,000 out of 12,000. So now, the last question I have for you, because I know Prof is here, he has his own question, and Mazipat is here also to ask his questions, and people are also here to ask their own question. Now, the last questions that I want to ask you as to regard to the goat issue is, one, does the person need to invest this 2,000 at once, or is that a gradual, stages process? Is that something that goes stage to stage, or should I just, like, I want 20 goat today, and the 20 goat to definitely cost about 24,000, then I have to 240,000. Then I have to keep the 240,000 and instant before taking off, or is this something that I have to do by stages by stages? Over to you, Benedict.
We prefer okay, thank you very much, Mr. Solomon. We prefer
Prof,
lump
we are
sum.
coming to
that
you.
Is, if we prefer lump sum, because the for instance, like you said, if you needed to invest in 20 goats, we prefer you to pay the 240,000, because we are going to go and scout for the goats. For instance, if I go out to get the goats, and if I see, if you brought money for only 10 goats, I'll go out and I saw 20 goats. I cannot buy them. I will only buy 10 goats and come back and wait for you to bring another 10 money for another 10 goats and go front and back and time for feeding, time for medication. And you will discover that at the end of the day, the entire logistics will be high. But if I have the lump sum, if I go out and acquire the whole goods, if I'm going for their medication, I'm buying all of at once. So the transportation cost is just for once. So we prefer, if you're investing in this, you pay down the money, then you will acquire your things and grow them out and fatten and return your money and share our profit. So we prefer lump sum.
Beautiful. Beautiful, Benedict. Just the last question. The last question for you. What assurance did you have out of your experiment, your experience? What assurance do you have that people who will have to invest this kind of money, that they are not going to lose at the end of the day? What assurance do you have to give to the people?
Well, my equity is definitely
been on this, has been experimented over it for a very long time.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That one, I can give you a written document showing that you invested such amount and the duration, one, so I can be held liable. Two, my own equity involved is surely greater than what the person is investing. So definitely is enough guarantee, because what I'm 100% into agriculture. I'm not a politician. I don't do anything. I'm 100% into it. So from my experience, both in training and other aspects, I can give a guarantee because I follow the market trend. I can tell you, okay, look, this is this, this is this. You understand? So I can usually give somebody a guarantee based on my experience and exposure in the field.
Yes, I'm still like, you are well studied. You have experiments. You have things. Yes, can you hear me? Are you hearing me, Benedict?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Benedict, are you hearing me?
Yes, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Okay, based on experience and the study. Okay, based on experience, because these days people wanted to follow facts. Do you understand? Even if there is anything that are called, at least they have to get the fact from you. Now, with your experience, study, and experiment, and have been involved into this very game, we want you to make a specific assurance that people need to get before they can invest into this thing, that at the end of the day, they are not going to lose money. What are those evidence you can give as a proof that there is an assurance that that for anyone who invested into this thing will not lose money at the end of the day?
Okay, I can hear you. Well, like I have my goats, I have my records. Like the last kidding we had was the 15th of September.
Benedict, are you still here?
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. Can you hear me?
Benedict, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, I have my own livestock here, and I can show the person the videos and date of birth. Like the last kidding of a he-goat we had was on the 15th of September, and I'm telling you honestly, if you see it, you will not believe the size. You understand? So I have worked over this in over years. You understand? So I'm 100% sure. I will not take money for what I'm not sure of. You understand? I have invested my own money in the experiment. I don't have investors financing my experiment, because experiment can fail. You understand? So I'm 100% sure of what I'm talking about. And I have, there is even this, two types. Are you aware? So
educate us. That's why we are here.
Okay, you have the pygmy type. You understand? They're not meaty, they're not fleshy. But then you have the other one that is more robust, colorful, that with enough size and height. You understand? And it's meatier. It has more meat than the other one. Okay. So until like I was guiding a lady, she went behind me and bought goats. When she brought them, I told her, look at what you bought. Now come and see my own. She saw it. She saw, no. There's a whole world of difference. So I now started educating her on the conformities she has to look out for before you can get it. For instance, do you know that Abulewu is not even sold in the market? Are you aware?
No. Educate us, please.
Good.
We are all listening.
Let me speak in Igbo. You can barely find them in the market because most of them are booked at home. You understand? So, and anybody that you see in the market that will tell you, oh, you say, because the person wants to sell market. So, what you might actually get in the market is you can get goat with good conformity, but you can rarely get goats that can give birth multiple births. So, there are a lot of tricks in the business that I have grown to understand. And like the she goats can kid for 8 to 12 years. Are you aware? You understand?
Educate us. That's why we are here.
So there are little things, tricks in the business that we know how to do them. Like for instance, when I deworm my goats, people are like surprised. Do you deworm goats? And when you deworm them, you see their rate of food absorption, what we call feed conversion ratio, increases tremendously. Do you know that the absence of water alone can make your goat go down in size? Do you know that that's why in Igbo land, you see them growing so big and robust because they are not tethered and you don't beat them anyhow. So all those management practices, agricultural practices that are there, I understand them perfectly well, and I know how to manipulate the animal to feed well and give you good yield. So I'm 100% sure I can guarantee that.
Thank you very much. Mazipat, my last question. Mazipat, please permit me my last question because we are having him for the first time in this very program, and it's good that we squeeze the juice out of him. So now, like in your own perspective, how much do you think that our people is needed to invest in this very sector of the fattening the goat? So how much do you think that it is required that our people should be looking up to now that this amount of money is required in this very sector? And what are the challenges do you think that in Biafran land or in the old eastern region that they are still facing as to regard to this the sector of fattening the goat? What challenges do you think that we are still facing there? And how much do you think that is expected that people should look up to investing into that very sector? Thank you, Mazi Benedict. I'm squeezing the juice out of you because we have been squeezing Prof for a very long time. Luckily, you are here today.
I work together with him. I've been working together with him for years. So you go ahead. It's my partner. I've been working together with him, so you can say exactly what I can say.
Okay, Benedict, over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Solomon. Okay, now.
Okay. So, Benedict, how much are you thinking that is expected to invest into this very sector as to have abundant meat in Biafra land? How much are you expecting that is required to invest?
Thank you very much, Mr. Solomon. There is no amount of money you invest in goat that is too much. Because one, the value chain has not been considered. We are only looking at the meat section. I'll give you an instance. In Umunze market in Anambra State, which is a highly rural area, we are not talking about the cities like Onitsha, Newi, Oka. In Umunze alone, they kill not less than 10 goats every day. Now, extrapolate it. You have 365 days. You are talking about 3,650 goats. Now, if you sell ordinary 10 goats a week, you are looking at 520 goats. Okay, so you can now imagine the amount of money involved in it. But I believe that if an investor is coming, you start with fattening, and the person will now see the demand that is being generated from it and can now afford to, okay, say, I put down this money for the next 3 years on breeding alone. You understand? Because the breeder unit will be backfeeding the fattening unit. So, but you can't start somebody and say, look, invest for 3 years. Let the person put that money. Within 1 year, he sees his money and he sees the potentials in the business. Then you can explode. I have enough land here. Prof can get me enough land. I need to go to any number. If you watch the papers now, like Abia State government is training about 150 people on goat business. Akwa Ibom State government just acquired 2,000 goats to start goat farming. And I'm telling you that 2,000 goats will not be up to 10 days supply for any city like Onitsha or Oka or Newi. So you can imagine the volume required. We are not talking about the industrial aspect of it. That is where you also serve as a back end to some factories.
We
like,
also hear that.
Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes.
Hello?
Are you aware of the news? Yes, are you aware of the news that also the governor of Ebonyi State is into cow? Do you also hear the news that the governor of Ebonyi State is into cow business? That is one of the herdsmen in Biafra land. Have you heard the news also? Benedict, you seems to be
Solomon, I think that
we seem not to be hearing you anymore.
Of these,
but most of the questions.
Hear you? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello?
Benedict,
can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay, good.
We can hear you.
Good.
Hello, we can hear you. We can hear you.
If we should do, rather than going to that big cattle, these Boronu cattle and all those things, our native cattle, have you seen it? Have you seen the beauty? Have you seen the leather? Our native cattle, which has even lesser carbon footprint and is meatier too. You understand? The land area required for it is smaller than that of all these Borodo cattle and all those Fulani cattle. So I've not heard about him, and I'm more concerned about our own area, because anybody supporting these Fulani people, I don't think I have any interest in such a person and whatever the person depicts.
Yeah, so Benedict, thank you very much. Discussion with you have been
very, very thank you so much, Benedict, for all the answers you have given to my question. We so much appreciate.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, so somebody is asking, what are the type of feed you use for fattening of goats?
Yes, Mazipat, over to you.
Okay, goats are mainly, they love legumes. Now, what I do in my ranch is this. I plant bitter leaf. I scatter bitter leaf. I plant a lot of them inside the ranch. I plant cassava. Then I compound their feed myself. You know, I use spent grain, because if you put your livestock, your livestock will suffer. So we depend on the waste, like PKC, the palm kernel cake. When you extract the oil from the palm kernel, the chaff is very good for the goats. Okay? Then cassava, when they process alebo, the ones that are colored, that are not pure white, are rejected for human consumption. So we break them down into chips and we use it to feed the goats. Okay? Then we get our spent grain from the breweries. That is Halosea beer or malt, that chaff. We use it to compound their feed. Then we use rejected corn, beans, palm frond. Okay? Then these elephant grasses. So it's a mixture, because if you give it, goat is a choosy animal. If you give it one particular feed for a long period of time, it will stop eating well. So, but when you mix it, like now in our plantain plantation, when we do pruning, okay, we use the pruned leaves and feed them with it. So we have a lot of variety of grasses and grains and cereals we use for them.
What do you still have the lemon grass available in Biafra land?
Right here in my farm, I have them. I can snap them tomorrow morning and send to you.
That would be nice. We'll hope to bring you back to this program in the future if you choose to come back. You can also be our regular guest because I can see the comment section. People are commending you and people are even asking for your contact. So we are going to see how we can work that out. You can always come around because you have been able to prove that what you are doing is practical. So and you are on the ground, you can put a lot of our people through. The enormous opportunity we have today, we never had it before because there is high level of consumption right now, and the world is also demanding from us. The world wants to have a taste of what Biafrans can produce, and that is quite interesting. And we have to take advantage of the opportunity to be able to. I tell people that very soon people are going to start dashing their Hummer Jeep out just to have a meal. And I can tell you we are getting to that point. Here we are, the Northerners have blocked trucks of food that are coming down south, coming down to Biafra land. And they don't understand that it is a big opportunity for Biafrans and we have to take advantage of that opportunity. When we set up Black and White Web TV, we saw it coming, we predicted it, we knew that a day will come, we'll be talking about, food blockade. And today, here we are talking about food blockade. So I believe that Black and White Web TV have served its purpose in waking our people up in that direction. I've seen people say, during this struggle, let's get Biafra first before we start talking about food production. And that's how I go abamba. Before you go out to say you want to wrestle in the village square, and experience is the best teacher. During the war between 1960 to 70, food was an instrument, and we would never allow that to happen again. My brother, I want to say thank you very much. Mazi Solomon, do you still have more questions to ask our brother Benedict as we round up the program?
Yeah, he knows that even the way my mouth is going, that I still have numerous questions, but that will not finish today. I don't want to finish you today, Benedict, and that is why I will appreciate that you come back to this very program because I can see you a big mate. You are too big for me to finish you in a meal. Yeah, so we need you to come back, and we so much appreciate you are coming today, and I promise you are a very good partner to the project of Oriental Origin. You are a great partner. We have enjoyed CHINEDU AGBODUKE lectures here oftentimes when he come here, and look at you here again giving a bombshell direct to all the questions that are being fired at you. But I'm still loaded with questions because my mouth, you can see I have a free mouth for questions. So we will expect that when you come next time, we will continue giving you questions so that you will help to educate our people. We want to make these things to become a motivation, to our people, and for them also to see opportunity. Somebody is talking about Edo State. We are looking at Biafran at large. That CHINEDU AGBODUKE was explained to us that there is some land that are not good. Then if the land is not good for farming, it's good for breeding animal. Isn't it, Benedict? Yes. Am I saying the truth? Yes. The land that is not good for one thing can be good for another thing. That is somebody. The most important is making use of every space that is available to us to ensure that there is abundance.
Yes, Mazi Solomon, there are questions because a lot of people are trying to.
He said, please, my question is the medication for the goat. The contact number is there.
You want to know the medication online? Do you have goats? We are here. We are working together. I'm working together with my man.
I was saying that the number to contact, we not discuss everything here.
Online.
Why we bring this program is to bring it very close to your doorpost. You have somebody to discuss your problem with. You have somebody to discuss your challenge with. We are just here to bring that enlightenment to our people, to let them know something is happening and you need to cue into it. So that is just what we are doing here. So all you are the basic, exactly. So the number to call is on the screen. Contact me as a part, and he will be able to direct you to the appropriate department where you can get all your answered or problem or challenges treated. That is very, very important. But please try to join us. Invite your friends. Invite their friends. Like here in my own side, though in the side of Mazepat. It might be different number, but the number I'm seeing here, we attended to 300, and some people feel like what we are doing is not interesting to them, or they have something else which is more important to do. They love that, and we are about to round up this program, and we are having 217 out of 70 million people in Biafran land. Is 215 that insist to listen to what we are seeing here. But I think it's under your power also to make this very program go viral, to make people understand that we are discussing something about them, something that will keep them in the next 2 years, 3 years coming. Because so many people have died out of hunger.
Mazi, one thing you need to understand is that the visibility, what Facebook present as people viewing you in terms of visibility is different from the right figure. So I can tell you that on Biafra television, we have over 10 to 15,000 people following us, and it is a big deal. But what Facebook present to you in terms of visibility might be different from what you have in reality. Yes. So Prof, do you have anything to say, because we'll be rounding up?
Thank you, Matt, for that.
But before Prof comes in, I want Benedict to give us his final word of encouragement and motivational speech to our people who wish to go into, not just those who wish. We want everybody to get involved in agriculture. With what have happened these few days have shown that there is need for us to venture in mass to be able to have enough food on the ground. Listen, agriculture is not just it's not just going into the farm. You can invest in many other sectors. We talk about food preservation. We need energy for that. You can choose to invest in the area of energy. You can choose to invest in the area of logistics. You can choose to invest in other areas. There is so huge. You know, so all of us might not be in the field of cutting the grass, watering the crops. You can also be at the doorstep where you can deliver the food, take it from point A to point B in terms of before you. Somebody is calling me from Switzerland on a direct call. I'm not going to respond. The instruction is call on the WhatsApp. You can only call on the WhatsApp. If you call me directly, I'm not going to respond. It is only WhatsApp call. Benedict, give us your last, your final word for today.
Thank you very much, Mr. Pat, Master Pat. Well, I will tell everybody, no land is useless. The banana plantation I told you I went to set up in Enugu State, you know the type of soil you have in Enugu State, rocky soil. Even the owner is shocked. The video they said he's shocked that he can perform very well. Okay, because we are using pig manure. There's what we call sun-loving plants. We have shade-loving plants. If your location is in a high rainforest region, I am telling you, you can clear under a tree, and something like cocoyam will do very well there. Then learn to integrate your farm. For instance, in the plantain and banana section, once we take off the plantain, we'll cut down the trunk, we'll break it down into small chunks, and the pigs feed on it. And we'll turn back and take the pig manure back to the plantain. So if you look at the integration, if you are doing cocoyam, if you process cocoyam into powder, the back peel You can use it as feed for pigs. The cassava, cassava peel, if you call anybody from your village, you will discover that cassava peel is now gold. People pack them and use them as feed for pigs and goats. So I will advise anybody, every business has an entry and exit point.
And even the cassava peel can also serve as a manure. Don't forget. Go ahead.
You're going fast. Why will I use it as manure when my pig will eat it and convert it to manure and I will use it? You understand? So, and the pig manure, you can use it and generate biogas.
Biogas. Even the cassava, the water that is running from the cassava when pressing it.
Yes.
Processed.
You use it. Yes, when you process it, you allow it to sediment.
Yes, Benedict,
and
finish.
Yeah. So when you can use the pig manure to generate biogas and use the gas to generate electricity. So you can, the opportunity is endless. So anybody that wants to go into agriculture, get somebody that is good, that will guide you from your dreams to the reality, so that you will actually pinpoint the one that suits you based on your lifestyle. Somebody in Germany, somebody in Oka, they have different lifestyle. They have different work schedules and all that. So anyone that is convenient for you, the person should be able to give you a holistic view, and you pinpoint the particular aspect that is okay for you. Like you rightly said, like haulage. You can go into haulage, you can get a truck and put it in a pool of cooperatives, okay? Vehicles, you can put a tracker. Anytime the vehicle goes on work, you are seeing it. So it is monitorable. You can go into agro marketing, like Mr. Solomon said. He doesn't understand the implication of what he's saying, because most farmers, most people don't want to invest in agriculture because of their vagaries of pricing. You understand? Because if you produce corn and it matures, when others are maturing, the prices plummet and you start losing money. But if you have a guaranteed pricing, whereby you don't even need to cut your corn fresh, you allow it to dry because you have a market, a guaranteed market. That means you can produce corn 3 times in a year. You can produce corn 3 times in a year. In the southeast, Nani Bueba, a medical doctor that was doing cucumber advised him to pull out from cucumber and do corn, and now guided him. He produced 3 times. Although the last one was irrigated, but he still got his good result. So if you're going to agriculture, get a clear view of what you want and get somebody to plug you in along the value chain, and I'm sure you'll make a success of it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Benedict. We would like you to be back in this program because you are a very big resource, and we want to have you around. Biafrans enjoyed you. You've got a lot of recommendations. People want to have contact with you, and as they get in touch with us, we'll pass them over. Thank you very much, Maazi Benedict Ibeke, for being part of this program this evening.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Yes. Yeah. So Maazi Solomon, unfortunately, Prof is out, and I think we have to wind it down. We spent over 2 hours, and the 2 hours is like 2 minutes because it's quite interesting. We have very intellectual discourse, very interesting one, and we hope that by next week, Friday, we'll be able to come back and continue from where we stopped, to be able to give our people the need to understand that when you talk about farming, it's not about suffering, because that was the perspective that have driven a lot of people out of the farm over the years. And we're trying to see how we can make it easier by investing in equipment that can make farming process easy and also give us abundant yield at the end of the day, where you can actually farm and feel comfortable without feeling the pains. Maazi Solomon.
Yeah, I think the most important side of this program is that today we are able to bring your way to you to understand the kind of profit that you can expect when you invest into farming. through our discussion with Benedict. It has been made it very specific that at this point, if you can invest 250,000, at the end of the day, you will be expecting 120,000 into fattening animal. But that is just one sector. But you can just use that to be able to educate you the kind of profit that you will be expecting if you will make yourself available to partner into farming. So these are the kind of margin that you will be expecting every time, and even more. And apart from that, you should also be looking at the aspect that people in your locations are not hungry. You make profit at the same time they are not hungry. Everybody is happy. Nobody is going into armed robbery. Nobody is going into stealing, because what sent people to all these crimes are the empty stomach. When the empty stomach lay holds on the people, he direct them on the crime to commit in order to fill up the stomach. So thank you so much for listening. And we also want to tell you that the essence of this program also is to form partnership.
In recent time, we even saw some prophets and pastors who are also even patronizing the goat as a means of cleansing, which is another market on its own. Spiritual cleansing.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Thank you for that, Mazepat. We already have enough market because we are almost running. We are almost in a scarcity of farm produce in Biafran land as it stands today. So there is no amount of food that we can say we will produce between now till the next 6 months that can be enough for our people. So even in the next 1 year, there's no enough we produce that can be enough for them. And even if we have enough, we also have market outside Biafra. We can export our food. We can actually process our food and sell to other nations that are hungry. So because the question that Jesus Christ asked the people who did not follow instruction, the question he asked them is that I was hungry, you refused. When I was hungry, you refused to give me food. Do you think that today that there is numerous peoples in other countries that are hungry, that needed to be fed? Through your investment in agriculture, these people will be fed, and then you will escape that question. If eventually you back off from this world and you have to face the judgment throne, then you will not be among the people who will be accused that people were hungry and you refuse to feed them. So that is what we are looking at. And we have taken the challenge upon ourselves, throwing out a company that have integrity so that we can partner together into that very country and solve the problem of food produce in our area. And this problem must be solved urgently. It must be solved urgently. There is a lot to tell you, but this program will not contain all of them. Get in contact with us. We will give you more detail. Thank you so much for being part of this program and for viewing us. Yes, thank you for viewing us, and thank you for being part of this program. We will see you when next we will have this program over the weekend. Thank you so much, Mazipat.
Thank you, Mazi.
Over to you.
Thank you, Mazi Solomon. Thank you for your comment. Unfortunately, Professor is out of the game, but I hope he will be back next weekend. I'm happy that you guys came. I'm happy for our guests for this evening. They were all interesting. And I'm also happy that many of you stood by us till the last minute. We enjoyed your comments. Our brother Edu Austin said, is it possible to import those big cows from Argentina and USA? Because I believe this species will do good in Biafra land. It's something we have to also look into. I believe that we can also crossbreed them with our Biafran species and make sure that we get the best out of whatever that is available for us. So we will be looking at all, and it's also another part of investment as well. And I believe that as we progress in the education of the need for agriculture, our people will start to understand that we cannot depend on the North. We cannot depend on the North when we are fighting to free ourselves from them. We also need to have that self-dignity. We also need to have that capacity to prove to the world that we can sustain ourselves when we eventually walk out of Nigeria and become an independent state. How do you prove that? It's through agriculture. And we are here to make that happen. Thank you very much. Like I said earlier, we transmitted today on Biafra Television and Black and White TV consecutively. And my guests were Benedict Ibe, Kier, and Professor Chinedu AGBODUKE. And we also had Mazi Solomon Peter, the director of Biafra, the Black and White Web TV. I'm happy that you came, all of you who joined us. My name remains Mazi Ikem Patrick, and I'm your host. And until we meet again, I want to say, may the good God continue to bless and guide each and every one of you. Have a wonderful weekend, and God bless you all.
Yeah, Agabi. Yo. You can head into the future. That's where I belong. I'm heading out. That's where I belong. Don't let no one pull you down, cause they don't laugh at you. Don't let no one laugh at you. When things get better, they begin to invest for you. Yeah. When you go through hard time, they laugh at you. You gotta learn to live behind, because they don't belong to you. That's true. That's true. That's how it is. You cannot say you my friend when you stab me behind. That's how it is. Agabi. Waiting my eye don't see, Madu no be talk. Waiting I don't see, Madu no be talk. The powerful signs I have for your eye, cause they know you no be talk. Oh. When you go through hard time, that people laugh at you. They think you're funny. They take you funny. That this girl I know, her name is Fumi. But I tell you, you can never fool me. When you bend your back so much, people wanna climb me behind. That's the truth. That's what it is. That's how it is. Oh. When you never let it know, one put time for your eyes. Gotta stand on the right, that's how it is. You gotta let it stand your run, cause no one will stand up for you. You gotta lie to be sad, that's how it is. You gotta be right. Shine your eyes, no one gonna open for you. I'm heading up to the future, that's where I belong. You gotta learn to leave behind, because they don't belong to you. That's how it is. That's how it is. I'm Agabi. I don't give a damn what you think. I believe in myself. That's how life it is. Got the people gonna hate you even when you don't give a damn about it. They're gonna mess you up if you allow them to go by it. Oh, that's how it is. Cause I'm Agabi, yo, I'll kick your face if you fire me. I don't give a damn how you feel. It's not my problem at all. You can say you'll be my friend when you stop me behind.